scored 4 goals for Chelsea this season. I think you're their joint top goal scorer. Can you keep that going, do you think? How many goals do you think you can score this season? And I just wondered where it came from. Have you played as a striker in very young football or anything like that? Because your shooting is very, very accurate.
I don't know if I can keep it up. This is the most goals I've scored in the season so far for me. And yeah, when I was growing up, I was an attacking player. So I don't know if it's come from that. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going to try and keep working hard and keep my good form up.
It's just one more. I mean, it's as well as the 4 goals, it's 4 assists, I think, too, for Chelsea. I mean, do you prefer one or the other? I mean, it's such an attacking output for. I know you play wing back for Chelsea, but for a full back is quite rare.
No, I wouldn't say I prefer either. In any way I can help the team, I think it's beneficial and only going to help us in the long run.
Cheers.
Thanks, Matt. Charlie White, the Sun.
Hi, Reece. You mentioned it's a bit frustrating when you're not in the team, England and Chelsea. Who within the England squad? Is there anyone that sort of gives you any advice or takes you to one side, and has any advice ever stuck out?
Probably Kyle Walker's put his arm around me a few times. He's been a younger player and he's now an experienced player. He's been in my position before, and he just kind of tells me to keep working hard. My time will come.
And is it quite, as it is, do you sort of watch all these games as well for City? And is it someone you obviously aspire to play like?
Yeah, of course.
He's versatile as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he can play a number of positions. He's been at the top of the game for his position for a number of years now. So he's a well-experienced player and he's had a lot of high-level games under his belt.
Thanks, Charlie. I'm going to go in the room to Simon Peach, Press Association.
It was just a quick one. Why do England have so many good right backs?
That's a great question. I don't actually know. It's not something I could answer.
It seems a strange thing that we seem to boast. Probably, I don't know, 10 right backs that any country would want. Is there something in the development? Is it? I think the famous phrase that no one grew up wanting to be Gary Neville, but now everyone wants to be a right back. It seems.
Yeah, I think the position has definitely changed, from maybe 5-10 years ago, being a right back was maybe just a defender. But obviously now the game's changed, it's a lot more advanced now and, you're not just a defender now, you can go forward and the style of play has changed a lot. So I think maybe that might have an impact.
Thanks, Simon. Back on Zoom to Nizar Kinsella from Goal.
Hi, Reece. Thanks for your time. I just wanted to get a sense of your ambition, really. Like, how ambitious are you in terms of the picture in world football? You've already achieved a lot, but do you really want to become like the best in the world in your position? Is that something you're targeting over the next few years?
Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure everyone's aim is to become the best in their position. That's what I play for. I want to be the best and try and get the best out of myself as well.
You're clearly on the right track in terms of achieving that, but what do you think you need to do in terms of becoming the best in the world in your position?
I think keep performing the way I'm performing, and I think with time and more experience I get as well, I think it will definitely help.
Thank you, Reece.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nizar. I've got a couple more to finish. Starting with Paul Brown from the Star.
Hi, Reece. I'm just wondering, do you think Chelsea made a mistake letting Smith Rowe slip through their fingers all those years ago?
I wouldn't say it's a mistake. A lot happens all the way through academy football. Maybe at the time he wasn't the player he is now. So it's probably a difficult question to answer.
And I just wondered, have you had any news about your medals, and do you have any fears that you could ever be targeted again after what happened with those?
Yeah, of course I could be targeted again. Anyone could be targeted, but it hasn't really affected me in any way. I just kind of have to take it.
Thanks, Paul. Dom King from the Mail.
Hi, Reece. You said something before about the rivalry, the Interclub rivalry, and how hard it is to put aside. obviously, famously, 10, 15 years ago, it stopped England progressing. How do you, what have you done to sort of combat that? You know, to make sure that you're all together and the atmosphere doesn't change?
No, I think there's obviously going to be club rivalry here, but you know, I feel like everyone just kind of puts their club rivalry aside, and you know, everyone here wants to win. The level's so high that you can't take your club football, you know, into the camp. You know, you're gonna have to put it aside and focus on our task here.
So is that like, you know, do you make conscious decisions to, like, when you're at dinner, do you sit with players from different teams, and so there's no cliques if, you know, you're just not with Mason and whoever and Chile, or it's not like Liverpool lads together, Chelsea lads together, you're all sort of consciously mixing?
Yeah, of course. You know, sometimes I still speak to them, but yeah, definitely everyone kind of mixes up and makes everyone feel welcome.